If you've ever heard your child say school is stupid or boring,
I hated my teachers, I hated my classes, I just felt dumb.
You need to watch this program.
Since I've used IQ, I actually like my classes and some of my teachers, and for once, I feel smart.
And if your child's already excelling in school but wants to take a giant leap even further ahead,
it was so easy. All I had to do was watch that computer screen like 7 minutes, 3 or 4 times a week. And now my reading has improved so much.
You gotta watch this program.
If you want to broaden your vision, see better, read faster, think faster, and remember better,
I can just feel my peripheral vision just growing as I'm doing the system.
You absolutely cannot miss this program.
You'll hear from Dr. David Perlmutter from 2020 and today's shows.
Now, Dr. Perlmutter is a world-renowned neurologist and brain specialist who lectures and teaches other doctors.
With IQ, we're able to push brain function to limits that we never thought were achievable in the past.
Hear what he has to say about IQ.
And you'll get to see what happens inside your brain when you're using IQ.
You are not going to believe this.
I'm 8 years old and I'm in 2nd grade. And before I started IQ, I was at 102 words per minute. And once I finished all 12 lessons, I was at the 800s.
He started as a classic 2nd grade reader, and his comprehension and speed has just skyrocketed, really. I'd put him probably 4th, 5th, 6th grade. I mean, he's doing really, really well.
Hi, we're Chris and Kelly Steele, and these are our sons, Keegan and Colin.
And we're an IQ family. So we know firsthand how IQ can be one of the greatest gifts a parent can ever give their children.
Or themselves.
After the very first session, just blew me away. I started at something like 240 something or 50 something words per minute, and after the first one I jumped to 455. I called my wife on the phone and said, honey, this program works. I was blown away.
IQ is the revolutionary high-speed mental imaging and reading program pioneered and developed in Japan by brain expert Dr. Kawamura. It quickly moved Japanese students from the bottom percentile to the top percentile. It revolutionized reading programs in Japan, and now it's available for you and your kids right here in the U.S.
When business executive Jeff Flam first discovered the program in Japan, he had a very personal reason for wanting to get it to the U.S. and to American families as fast as humanly possible.
When I was 6 years old, I was diagnosed with an eye disease called amblyopia, or lazy eye. And so they patched my eye, and for the next few years in grade school, I went to school every day with a patch on my eye and had kids make fun of me, and I struggled to see the blackboard. It was really tough. So I started out not liking school and having a very difficult time with school. And later, as I progressed into junior high and high school, I never really liked to read because I got headaches. After I graduated from college and I got into the workforce, I met Dr. Kawamura, and I was able to try his program that he had developed in Japan to help people read faster. And when I visited Japan, I saw students there that had been on the IQ program for several years reading 4 books at once on a split screen. I was astounded. I didn't think that was humanly possible to read 4 different books at once. And yet there were students in the room all doing it. And when they'd test them, they'd score in the 90 percentile on every book they read. And they could read 4 at once. So the mind can do incredible things. And when I saw that, I knew we needed it here in America. All of us need it, not only in business, but our kids in school so that we can excel.
Dr. David Perlmutter is the author of the hugely popular The Better Brain Book and Raise a Smarter Child by Kindergarten.
We have a desperately important window of opportunity in dealing with children in terms of their brain development. What we have found with the IQ program is it really enhances a child's performance immediately in school, and this again makes this child want to exceed and want to participate in further academic achievement.
I felt really left out because I couldn't read as well as the rest of the class, so I'd have to leave the classroom to go to resource reading.
She started using the IQ product, and within 3 weeks her reading had improved so much that she was pulled out of resource reading, which she's been in ever since she started school. And now she's actually been asked to be a teacher's aide.
This one especially, he's had great success. He went from 131 words per minute on the first pretest, and at the end he was doing over 1,000 words per minute. I mean, that's a huge improvement. Huge.
That is what's possible when you increase brain activity by 1,500% in the first 7 minutes with IQ.
Well, from 130 to 300, it's just
That was amazing in only 7 minutes.
When I first got it, I started off about 200 words a minute. By the time I'd finished the 12 lessons, I jumped up to 600 words a minute. I went from reading about 2 or 3 books a year. Now I'm reading about a book a week. Last year I read 64 books. Year before last, 68 books.
So if you look at an MRI of the brain when reading normally, you'll see we're only using about 2% of the right brain. You won't believe what happens inside the brain when they performed a real functional MRI on the same person during just one 7-minute IQ session. Suddenly, the right side of the brain lit up like a Christmas tree.
That's the miracle of IQ. It does so much so fast.
Functional MRI is an imaging technique that allows us to image the brain and determine just how well it's functioning. There's a dramatic increased activity in the brain, especially in those areas most important for reading and comprehension, in just one 7-minute session using the IQ program. Look at these images of an individual who's been trained in the traditional way, and now compare them with these images of an individual having used the IQ program. After just one 7-minute session using the IQ program, there are dramatic changes in the fMRI images. This is leading-edge technology and provides very compelling evidence that this is a program that really does what it claims to do.